It's a lot to get to. I'm gonna let you because I don't want to take too much of your time. I want you to enjoy the victory, kid. I know this was a great moment for you, and I'm happy for y'all. Genuinely, as a brother, I'm very happy for you and what you just accomplished last night. Um, let's get to a couple things. First off, there were a lot of people that doubted you. You know what I'm saying? I put it on Twitter when this fight happened. This was the night before the fight, and I said, "Who do y'all got in the fight?" And my whole timeline was saying, "Tev Farmer gonna beat him. Tev Farmer gonna beat him." Do you feel a sense of vindication? You know what I'm saying? Being that the fight went the way it did, first round TKO.
Yeah, and that's why I was super emotional after the fight. Like I said, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I got to prove a lot of people wrong. Now people got to find another excuse, a reason to hate. So I just felt like I did my task at hand. I've been through a lot this year. I've been through times where I couldn't see my son. So, like, it just felt like everything was worth it.
Can you tell me about that, man? Because, like you said, you got emotional in the ring afterwards. Um, One is you mentioned that Tevin was, y'all cool. I didn't know that. I don't know if the fans knew that you and Tevin are cool like that. But two, it was like you made an announcement. You said you told your pops. You said I don't even know if you know this, Dad, but I felt like quitting boxing based on everything that happened. Can you talk to me about that a little bit? Like, where obviously you went through a lot with the Shakur fight. You got sick. You had the British board pulled you out the fight. But can you talk to me about mentally when all of that happened, where you were at?
Oh, just like you was breaking up a little bit, but I heard you. So mentally, though, it was just like, just seeing everyone switch sides and, everyone doubting me. And I was away from my son for like 3, 4 months. I was a new dad. He was newborn. Um, and it was like I got robbed of my opportunity. And not only I got robbed of my opportunity, I got robbed of my supporters and, other things like that. And so I had to come back home, being away from friends, family, my son, with nothing to show for it. So then I was just like, you know what? These fans, everyone is just, I was just like hating the whole aspect of the sport. So deep down, I didn't even have love for sport. It took me like a couple weeks just to like even want to even tune into some boxing. So I'm just glad I was able to get back right. I'm glad I was able to get back focused.
Can you tell me that? What did it take?
And yeah, and not on top of that, they took $1 million. Boy, we had to come out of pocket for camp, so that was expensive enough. So I
Right.
couldn't. I got a son to feed. I got to make sure my dad's straight. So we had to come back to neutral, like ground zero, like nothing.
Right.
So
Right.
it's what
So
it is.
hold on. Let me ask you this, kid, because obviously, when that whole thing happened, one, I think when you came out and showed you were sick, everybody was on your ass, right? And I kind of get it. I feel like y'all have to understand why the fans would be like
Yes,
suspect. But
I get it.
when Daniel Dubois came out as well and said he was sick, to me that made it where it was like, all right, y'all, there's something going on. Um, how did it make you like when that whole shit happened? Like you said, is what was it that I guess got you out of the depression and the funk, and like how did you pull yourself out of it?
My dad, my fiance, and my son. They were all there for me. My dad especially. He was telling me that like big fights is gonna come. I'm young. My fiance she's always there for me, and we have our beautiful baby boy. Looking at him every morning. He was my drive to making sure like if I didn't get up and do something, he won't have nothing. So, cause I ain't working no 9 to 5. That ain't me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I didn't get up and go to the gym and get focused, he wasn't gonna have nothing in life. So that was my main focus, my son, my family.
Kid, now did you expect? Obviously, like I said, and I told everybody, I said y'all sleeping on kid. I think this is a close fight. I didn't expect. I said a knockout's possible, but a first round, I would have never bet that. I would have never expected that. Is that something that you expected? Like where you was like, I could get this guy out of here early?
See, me, the game plan was my dad gave me the game plan, and my coaches, they told me just be me. And my dad tried to tell you about the science. We could get into that a little bit later. But he tried to tell y'all like how what I tell people is let me fight how I fight. A lot of people they see me fight, they be like, "Oh, he fight like Sean Porter. Oh, he could be wild." But then I could be calculated when I want to. I could take my time and box. I pick my shots perfect. So I just say, let me fight how I fight. I decide how I want to fight, and that's when I entertain the fans. But yeah, nah, I didn't think it was gonna be. I thought Tevin was gonna take me to at least like 5, 6 rounds. Even my dad was like, I thought it would have been about like the fifth round. He's like, you shocked me with that one.
I didn't even, yo, kid. I didn't. One of the things, and that's what I said earlier when I started the stream was I said, if I have to critique you, right? Like if I have to critique your style and your game, sometimes I feel like you overextend on punches and you reach sometimes, which could leave you vulnerable to counters. And that's because you're so powerful and aggressive that I could see you trying to get somebody out of here. When you did that with Tevin, it was on balance. I didn't see you overextend the jab, the right hand behind it, and it was like, oh shit, this was kid
I've
is
been able to do this all the time. I just be bull crapping, bro. I just love fighting. I love slugging it out. But my dad's like, once you get to them higher levels, you gotta like slow it down. So that's what we did. If you go back to my one of my first fights, like I'm just moving around, I'm boxing. But that's what my dad taught me, defense first. It was me. I got into, I got that power. I want to rock. But
yeah.
him, Oscar, Bernard, they tell me like once you get to them higher levels, you gotta learn how to slow it down. And that's what happened when I slowed it down, I guess.
Hold up. So is this a new Kid Austin? Because people saying right now you coming into full form. You looking like really like all right. Kid Austin has arrived. It's full form. Do you feel like that, or is it still like I'm the same Kid Austin?
I feel like, I'm still growing, of course, but this kid Austin has always been here. I never showed it, and I wish I could have showed more. I wish I could have got to at least 4 rounds. Show I could, box with Tevin. Show I got boxing skill, but
No, I disagree. Let me see something. You
Yeah. Let
disagree?
me get
I
senior.
disagree.
Let me get senior in
I
here.
disagree. I think I know it's a new. I know it's a new kid. Anybody? Wait, hold on. You don't think I could box though? No. Happened inside. Number one, it was in no sick. So we'll leave it there. But everybody said sick because due to legal reasons and things that's happened with the Saudis and Golden, they dealing with that. But it was in no sickness. Okay.
Okay.
When if somebody try to murder you and you get administered into the ICU and then into a regular room the next day, I'm quite sure it's gonna change you. And then you lose $1 million, you lose the 125,000 you invested into camp. You know, if people not seeing that side, so yeah, it's gonna be for a young businessman, 22 years old. Hell yeah, that's gonna be stressful. But for me, it's like, I'm older. You get through it. As a business, you're gonna have moments like that. You're gonna have moments, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for him, he took it real hard, but nah, it changed him. He's not playing with it no more. And I can't wait to see him and Shakur in that ring. I
Uh oh,
can't wait to
senior.
see him and Shakur in
Uh
that
oh. Hold up.
ring. Okay, I will put you in it.
Hold on,
Him.
senior. You gotta keep it going real quick. Senior, I gotta talk to you too. I gotta talk to both of y'all.
All right.
I said this on Twitter yesterday. It went viral. I said, Senior gonna be on y'all asses tomorrow. Y'all know Senior gonna come and get on everybody's ass. Now
No.
you know that everybody talked down on y'all with the Shakur situation. Everybody talked down. Everybody said, y'all pulled out the fight and all of this stuff, and y'all was scared and X, Y, and Z. Is this a fight that now you feel like my son versus Shakur Stevenson is one of those marquee fights that y'all want that?
We in line for Tank Davis. I'd rather have the Tank Davis fight than he stop Tank. I've been said that he would stop all of them. So I'm not worried about any of them. The thing is, people thought I was weird because I was telling the truth. And it's a problem. A lot of people in this realm, they can't deal with truth. They can't deal with fact. And sometimes if truth faces them, they resist it. He gotta be lying. This boy can't be this great. But and it's like, it's just them. It's their limitations that they see it. But everything I said came to pass. 2 years I've been telling y'all Tank gonna retire if Floyd becomes mandatory. I told y'all everything that was gonna happen. I watched him and can't beating up world champions. So all the champions y'all got as Hall of Famers, I watched him beat them up easy. So when I come out and say he's the greatest boxer of all time, because I seen what he did to all y'all champions, I
Mm.
said, he's crazy. He got the Auntie Schofield. He's emotional. So it is what it is. That's usually what happened to most black dads that raise great athletes. From Serena and Venus' dad, they said he was crazy. Jordan dad, they said he was crazy. Anybody that make a student, they're gonna say they crazy. But it is what it is.
Oh, let me read the super chat. Said first, I want to give Pops a shout out. I love what you do. Kid, congrats. I hope that you and Tank skip the snooze fest in Stevenson. Yo, Senior, can we get a put the fight on one time? Love from Cali.
Hell yeah, put the fight on. Put that fight on. Especially for Tank. But I think Tank is gonna fight Jake Paul and then retire. That's their plan. So we probably gonna fight whoever's number 2 or 3,
No,
whoever's
but let
in
me
line
ask you
right
this,
under.
because if Shakur Stevenson is able to beat William Zepeda, I assume that would drop down his WBA ranking and then have your son elevate to number one. Is that the fight? If
Right.
he stays around, is that the fight that you like? We need this. We're going to campaign the WBA to make Kid Austin versus Tank Davis.
Nah, because Tank got all the power there. Tank make 30 million a fight and things like that, and they get 3% of that because it's a business at the end of the day. Most people get into this and forget at the end of the day it's a business. So Tank gives them 3%. So there's nothing that I could say that I'm generating 1 million, he generated 30 million. He got way more power than me in that
Right,
realm. All I could do is sit still until he decide what he's gonna do. They can make me mandatory. That don't mean he's gonna take the fight.
right. Okay.
So then if that come to pass, then we're gonna get an intern belt. They would make an intern belt to the champ retired if we fight for the title. So that's how that works. So it's just politics of boxing.
Yeah.
It don't bother
Boxing
us. We
police.
want all the belts. So it don't matter which one of them have it. So all of them are marquee fights.
Well,
Mason.
Boxing Police says Floyd versus Muratalla for the IBF belt or Abdullah Mason for the WBO. I ain't gonna lie, Senior. Hold up. Let me add on to that. Yesterday on Twitter, I be going viral on Twitter. I
Yeah.
said Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason just got a lot more interesting. What do you
How?
think about that fight?
How? Mason is a good fighter, but Mason will get destroyed by Kid.
Destroyed,
How?
destroyed.
I mean, just look at the facts. Look at when he got hit by that other guy. Kid hit way harder than that guy. Way more accurate, way more agile. Mason wouldn't stand a chance. They shared the ring together already. And I had to ask Floyd before you hit two off him, work defense. It's facts. I've been saying that. We already beat Mason in the amateurs, and then they even have it on film us them two sparring. So it's nothing, and that ain't taking away nothing from Mason. It's just Mason is a great fighter, but he's running into the greatest boxer of all time. So it is what it is. That don't take away from none of their accomplishments. Just no boxing history didn't go to school, was just programmed the 5 styles of boxing since 8. While other people in school, he got to study what style of boxing to go to the gym. Nobody ever in history. So what people seeing, they not gonna understand right now. Nobody in history was hypnotized to go into that ring and perform a certain way for years. So,
Mm.
it was a science developing him because I developed a product. It's a business. I formed the business, developed the product, and now got corporate partners. But people don't see me as a businessman. They see some weird stuff in their realm. They don't see a businessman that started a company from being homeless to making 8 figures, consistently. So it's like they don't see the brilliance in that. They see, oh, his dad is overprotected. Not his dad is a brilliant businessman.
Hold on, can I ask you this, Senior? Before I gotta get Kid back, but before I go to Kid, because I want to ask you, Senior. I feel like you've been the mouthpiece for Kid, right? Like you have openly and unapologetically told everybody, my son is one of them guys, and y'all gonna see. And a lot of people doubted you. Do you feel like right now is a vindication for you? Like you want to talk your shit to the people because of what just happened last night?
No, because I still got a mountain to climb. I'm saying he's the greatest boxer of all time. I still got a whole mountain to prove. So, and I don't care what people think about it because people, I think the part that bothers me is I'm a dad. I'm a dad. That's what dads do. We the cheerleaders for our kids. We the ones who take the blows for our kids to clear the path for them. So that's what a dad do. So people not used to seeing, I don't believe, a black dad that really supports his child and raises his child on his own as a single parent black dad. So I don't think they're used to seeing that. But it is what it is. I don't have to prove nothing to them. I just got to make sure I create generational wealth for my grandkids and great grandkids. because I came from poverty. I can't leave them like that. So I don't care what anybody else say. I got a purpose and a mission. But here go kid, y'all. Peace.
Yo, I'm so happy for y'all, man. I am happy for y'all. Let me read this super chat. I do think it's a new kid. Kids showed growth, passion, dominance, and vulnerability by showing that you cared about Tevin. Now imagine how it would be with somebody that he don't like. Talk about it. Kid, does that's what they want to know. The Walker, salute to the super chat. They want to know if it's a fighter that you don't have a relationship with, you not cool with, does that change anything for you? Does that change your style, your aggressiveness, or is it the same thing?
Now let's to the Shakur fight.
Yeah, I would say that, but yeah, you gonna see the difference for sure because it wasn't personal. I don't know because Tevin made that video saying it was personal for him. A while
Yeah.
back. Dang, you messing that fool up. God damn, brother, sit down for you choke.
Yeah, my bad. Found it. Nigga hungry,
Nah, I'm just
man.
messing with you. Nah, but with me and Tevin wasn't even personal on my end. But yeah, I feel like if it's personal, it's gonna be a little worse. It's gonna be a little worse. But that's just me though. That's just me. I was still
Nah,
fired up.
kid,
I was
well, I
still ready
gotta
to fight
ask you
after
this,
the
kid.
fight.
I gotta ask you this, kid. You know the Shakur Stevenson fight went the way it did. It happened the way it happened. People online is now talking about Kid Austin might give Shakur Stevenson some problems. How do you feel? Obviously, I guess that's probably one of the guys that you saying we don't got a personal relationship. It's gonna get a little more tougher in that ring. How do you feel about a Shakur Stevenson fight at this juncture, given everything that's happened?
I don't want people to compare this fight to a Shakur fight. When I get that Shakur fight, then let's compare it. But until then, I'm them two totally different people, and those would be two totally different wins. So when I get the
Hold on,
Shakur
but why
fight,
you say that? Do you mean from the skill set, or do you mean like what do you mean that is
I'm
different?
just talking about like from in general, like those two different fighters, two different people. Like I don't want people looking at my win on Tevin as how I could possibly win that fight with Shakur. No, it's gonna be two totally different things. I want my credit, like I want my credit when I beat like how I beat Tevin, and I want my credit when I beat Shakur. Like two totally separate different things. So they just gonna have to wait and see. But
Hold on, so
that's
kid,
how
you confident? You already confident that you gonna beat Shakur Stevenson?
I'm confident I could beat anybody out there. I mean, work in the gym, being away from your family, sacrificing your getting hit in your body, man, you're in the wrong sport if you're not confident. If you're just doing it just to get beat up on, you tripping. You tripping. If you don't think you could beat Prime Mike Tyson and you could be the sorriest fighter, you're in the wrong sport.
Right. Okay, kid. Let me ask you this question because I mentioned it with your pops, but there's another contender that's kind of in a similar vein as you that everybody talking about, and his name is Abdullah Mason, and everybody's saying right now we would love to see Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason. How do you feel about that fight, Kid Austin?
It would just go like the sparring session, truthfully. But like I said, I like Abdullah. He's humble. He don't talk trash, and I respect it like that. You know, but he need to stay in his lane until we meet. I'm going my route. He going his route, and I will let him fight. Probably this year, early next year, maybe.
Hold on, kid. What you mean? You said it'll go like the sparring session. What does that mean? Because he told me, I know y'all seen the clip because that's when I got blocked from the Kid Austin page. I got blocked from the Kid Austin page when they
Not
told
about me.
me, yeah. They told
he
me,
told
they
he
said,
told you one round, right?
down.
It's crazy. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah because he was first in the ring. And if y'all don't believe me, go ask Bill, whatever. This was at Devin Haney's camp. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah. Then after 4 rounds, I got his brother Abdurraham. We don't even got to talk about him. And then I sparred with what's that tall black kid that be with Devin? Shamari
Yeah, oh,
Michael or
Shamari,
something like
yeah.
that.
Shamari, I think his name
Yeah,
is.
I sparred with him after that. After sparring Abdullah brother. So they could cap all they want. They got it on video. They got it on video. So, but like I
Is that
said,
a
I'm
fight
not
that
one to
you
talk.
want, kid?
Sparring,
Is that a
sparring.
fight that you want, though? Because the fans are talking about it. Is that a fight that Kid Austin wants? Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason?
Look, I want anybody, and I know Oscar and my dad. They gonna take good care of that. But Abdullah's getting close to that belt. I believe he might be fine for that belt next. And once you grab
Yeah.
that belt, if you on my radar, so
Woo!
we'll see.
Kid Austin. All right, hold on. Yeah, you know I gotta hype the kid. You know I gotta hype it. You know I gotta hype it. All right, hold on. Let me ask you this question before, and I want to go back to your pops. I'm gonna let y'all go because I know y'all enjoying the victory.
Yeah,
We gonna do
I'm
it.
about to be at the airport.
Yeah. I got two more questions. One for you, one for your dad.
I'll go
Um,
first. I'll go first.
for you, like I told your dad, you are number 2 in the WBA. If Shakur is able to beat Williams Zepeda, that would make you number 1 in the WBA. Obviously, Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the cash cows of boxing, is the WBA champion. How do you feel about that fight if you can make that next?
I
Tank
would love that
versus
fight.
Kid Austin.
I would love that fight, especially if he's gonna retire. You know, I would be like, I would want to be his last fight. So if they can make that fight happen, so be it. Because I feel like Shakur might beat Cepeda. So if that fight's easier to make than a Shakur fight, I'll take that one. And I'm chasing greatness. You know, I'm not in here to lollygag. I'm in here to chase greatness. If I could get Tank, Shakur, and Morataya, all of them back to back, that's even better. So we'll see.
Do you think that's the harder fight? Because obviously that's Tank, right? Like Tank, pound for pound, knocking niggas out. Do you think that's the harder
Let's be
fight?
for real, and let's not
Knock
be.
the people out.
Yeah, but I see. I'm gonna answer it like as a fan. If I'm looking from the outside in, you gotta be more cautious with Tank than you gotta do with Shakur, and I'm just telling the truth. I mean, let's look how he did Padley. People say Shakur put what's that new saying? Everybody saying BTA belt to ass.
Yeah, belt the ass, belt the ass.
Shakur don't do that. I'm sorry, he don't. Padley literally slunched over, got up, walked to his corner. He was straight. I mean, come on, let's be for real. His hands is bad, 2 bad hands. So I don't gotta worry. I could probably stick my face out for a whole round and not worry. That's just me. I'm just being funny at the end of the day. But I'm telling some truth. Tank, you got to be on your A game for all 12 rounds. You see what happened with Barrios, and that's when Tank wasn't even in tip top shape, and he stopped Barrios later rounds. There's been multiple fights. You look at how he did Gamboa. Um, so I think Tank would be the fight where I gotta be way more cautious than I had to do with Shakur. I could fight Shakur however I want to be honest. But yeah,
Yo, listen,
I would
kid,
think
I'm
Tank.
not gonna lie. Before you pass the phone to your dad, kid, I like when you talk a little bit of shit, bro. Because
I ain't
sometimes
even
you be
talking crap.
nah, kid, you gotta talk some shit. We like that when Kid Austin talking some shit. The fans love that, kid.
I think I
Come
just do it
on,
in a
kid.
nice. I think I do it in a nice way.
Nah, fuck that nice shit, kid. We like to hear you talk that talk, kid. Let's go.
Here go my pops.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Pops, we like when your son talk a little bit of talk. We liking that over here, Cigar Talk.
Yeah, I have him dip his toes in there here and there, but he still got to stay at business, man. He got 4 corporate
Yeah.
deal he got to answer to, so he can't talk but so much, you know.
I ain't even talking trash.
Yeah, but he's telling you the truth. He not talking trash.
Oh, but I want y'all to know Shakur's a bad man, though. Shakur's a bad man, though. You know what
To
I'm saying?
some, yeah, to some he is.
I mean,
Not
we
to
To
can't
y'all.
some he is.
we can't
Hell
deny
no.
his IQ.
His IQ don't mean nothing.
No, I'm just saying because we don't want to crap on his.
I'm not crapping on
Shakur a
nobody's
bad
skill.
man, though. Shakur a bad man, though. That's all I'm
To
saying.
who? Not to us. I am being humble. That's the problem. People don't like honesty. I've been doing this. My dad was a professional fighter. I was raised to be one, but he said I was a discipline, so I was trained to be a professional coach. Floyd is a third generation. All we know is fighting. So his style, I see every flaw he make the same way I seen it Tevin. So we already knew I'm just gonna program Floyd to exploit those flaws. That's why I'm saying he's a threat for who?
He wasn't a threat
Like
to Padley.
he don't got power like that. He got all his power in this world. He don't
Hold
got
on, you don't think
movement
because
like that.
he stopped Padley though? You don't get him. You don't think so? That's power.
Who's Padley?
Man,
Really, who's Padley? Come on now. You know the crazy thing? I'm gonna ask you and I'm gonna ask the other people this because it's not hate. It's just real fact. Give me 2 or 3 A-level fighters Shakur Ford.
or B.
But anybody to say that he's this great, let's deal with fact. Give me just two A-level or
Say
B-level
one.
before. Yeah, give me even one A-level
I
before.
can't say A level. A level, no. But B level,
But
I would say Oscar Valdez was a B level
I
at
knew
the
you was
time.
gonna say that.
Oscar Valdez is C-level all the way. You know he ain't no
I would
B-level
say
fighter.
prime
He beat
Oscar
Miguel
Valdez.
Burchell. Miguel Burchell when he was the guy.
Who's that? Who did Miguel beat to put him there where he's validated? But all I'm saying is people are smoking mirrors. That's the entertainment aspect. Shakur didn't fight nobody. And y'all make him like he great or for what? good
What about
marketing.
Jamel Herring, Pops? What about Jamel Herring? He beat Lamont
Really,
Roach. Tank
really,
problems. He beat
really,
Lamont Roach. He beat Lamont
really.
Roach.
Look at the face. Really, we got
You a
really.
jerk, bro.
No, wait. C- fighter. Is that a C-1? You know the
Okay.
funny thing about Jamel, they offered us that fight for that belt, and I turned it
Oh, they offer
down.
y'all Jamel Herring?
Yeah, if we would have signed to MTK Global, and I turned it down, and then Shakur ended up getting it. So we not that's nonsense. He haven't fought anybody. He's not a threat for us. Kid got too much power for him. You know what
Okay.
it's like? It's like Michael Spinks when he fought Mike Tyson. That's what it will be like.
Mmm.
It's too
Mmm.
much power. It's easy for them to have all the boxing skill in the world, but when you fighting somebody who got dynamite power, it don't matter what you learned in the gym.
And if they don't respect your power, it's
So,
over.
you know, that's what happened to him. Floyd is going to knock him out, Shakur out. Shakur never been hit by nobody like that. He never fought nobody like Floyd.
He would have if he didn't run from the
He
egg.
never fought a switch fighter. A wide stance fighter can't escape from a switch fighter. Because when they jump back one stance, that switch fighter can step 3 steps forward and they're in their chest. So it's impossible for their jump defense to work. So
Well, that's the
Shakur will
fight
win.
that I'm pushing. I would love to see that fight. Obviously, it didn't happen the first time. I would love to see it happen. But let me ask you this, Senior, before y'all go. I know y'all got to go. First of all, I'm grateful for your time. You and Kid. Thank you very
Take your
much.
time. Take your time. We in traffic.
No, we
Oh,
not.
okay,
We
okay.
right by the airport.
Kid, damn, Kid. What the fuck,
You
Kid? Come
funny.
on. Nigga, let me get my shit off.
You funny. All right, what's up? Ask me your question.
All right, Floyd, because I just want to, I feel like you, I feel like you holding back a little bit, Floyd. I feel like you've been wanting to get at these people who, you know, it's a lot of people on my page that been hating on you, hating on y'all. I feel like you holding back a little bit, Big Floyd. Can you please give us a little bit of the Big Floyd sauce because y'all won in the dominant fashion?
Nah, I'm not gonna. You don't kick a person when they down. They hated on Jesus. Who the hell? Who the hell am I?
Hold on. Let me say.
Come on, they hated on Martin Luther King, and he was saying nonviolence. You know, so who the hell
Yeah,
am I? You know, if they
yeah,
not hating on, you, you're not doing it right. I'm telling you, if you're not being hated on, you're not doing it right.
that's
So
true.
you know, let them hate. I proved what I had to prove. That was
Oh,
a
so
two
Big Floyd, let me
division.
ask you. No, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I said that was a two-division world champion that said that we was outclassed, that his pop's rushing him too fast, that he crazy, he need to get his pop out the corner, his pop don't know what he doing. I'm gonna annihilate that kid. He don't stand a chance. That's what everybody was saying, that's what he was saying. And I said, what happened when he knock you out? Do that make him the greatest? He ain't never gonna knock me out. I said, okay, watch and see. And that's exactly what happened.
You
So
did
I'm
say that.
telling you,
And I had Tevin
Really?
on Friday. I had him late on Friday, and he said he was going to stop kids. So I did hear you say that in the face off. I did hear that.
so I hope people understand that I never lied to them ever. Since y'all know me ever, from me saying that Floyd buckled Devin Haney, and people say, oh, he lying. When I said he's the greatest boxer of all time, none of these champions came out and said I'm lying. Not one. But then the people watching it on TV say that I'm lying. You never heard none of the champions, Adrian Broner, Robert Easter Jr., Jojo Diaz, Devin Haney, the list go on, all these coaches that he been around. Nobody ever came out and said his dad lying.
Mm,
So that's just
mm.
power within itself. Freddie Roach, Kenny Porter, he been around a lot of coaches training with them. But it ain't me taking credit because all of them developed him. You go on training camps with all these top champions and you their spar partner, what you think gonna come out of that fire? He was doing that since he was 17, he's 22. So what did they expect would happen? Training with these great coaches like Kenny Porter and all of them? Come on, they never seen this, man. So people could talk what they want to talk. I don't have to apologize to them.
All right, let me ask you this last question, Senior.
Mhm.
Your son obviously is at 135. He's a
Mhm.
big muscular kid, right? He's like a muscular kid, and we know muscle weighs more than fat. Do you feel like he's still able to make 35 comfortably, or are y'all in a situation in the next few fights he's gonna have to move up to 140?
He made that easy.
Super easy.
Super easy. We didn't.
The hell?
It was like, yo, this is what we don't get. A lot of times when people don't make weight, It's because they're not true professionals. Either one, they don't have the discipline, or they don't have the nutritionist, or they don't have the meal prep, or they don't have something in place. They're not doing the numbers. If they do the numbers, because everything is numbers, they will be able to make their weight. They will space it out in time where they could lose whatever weight they got to go effectively. Then they pull the water out of their muscles. People talk about how muscular he is. Where they think the water is at. If the body is 80, 90% water, and his body holding this muscle, don't y'all think he would be able to make that weight class longer? Because we just
Mm,
sucking the water out of his muscles and then putting it back into his muscles. So people
mm.
just try to understand the science about
Just gotta have discipline.
they just don't understand that. He's a third generation. Our family been doing this for a while, a long time. So it's passed down secrets from our pops and all of them. He gonna make that weight for another year and a half if he wanted to. He could go down to 130 if he wanted to, for real, for real.
Good, yeah.
For real,
130?
for real.
Nah, come on, Big Floyd. Come
No,
on, Big Floyd.
I'm
130?
dead.
I
Your
could,
son is too brolic. Your son got too much
I
muscle.
could, I could make
Kid, you got
130.
too much muscle, kid.
Bro, if you see me at the weigh-in before we stepping on the scale, I'm smiling, I'm laughing still. You see the size of my arms?
Right.
I ran out of underwear, cut weight, cut sauna. But my legs was like, I still had like my water in my legs. Bro, I could make 130. Y'all don't want to see me at 130. But I ain't gonna do it.
Oh,
But if I gotta challenge myself, I'll show y'all.
oh,
Nah.
wow. Oh, wow. Oh,
But
wow.
it's all good. I'm glad people tuned in now. Now they paying attention. Cigar. Now they paying attention now. So that's all I
Yeah.
wanted. Now I don't have to pop crap. I could be me because the
Nah,
popping
nah,
crap is
Floyd.
the
We need
entertainment.
you to still pop that talk, Floyd. We need Big Floyd. We need you to do that, Big Floyd. We like that.
Okay, all right.
All
But
right.
okay, wait, we didn't answer none of the comments. You
Hold on. Yeah,
jumped
let's
right
get
into
to the
the
comments. It's
comments.
a lot
That's
of.
what.
Hold on. Do you mind if I bring a couple people up? Are you okay with that?
No, go ahead. Hurry up. Hurry up. We're not at the
All right, all right,
airport
all right.
yet.
Yo, listen, man. Y'all know how I do. I'm gonna drop the link. No disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect to my guests and the people in my house. Y'all can ask your questions. You could critique. I'm okay with that. But if you disrespect my guests, I'm booting you. No disrespect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Let me y'all see the link is in the chat. Hit the link. I'll let you come up and talk to Floyd, Big Floyd and Little Floyd. You could come up and talk to them real quick. Link is in the chat.
Yep, yep,
Um,
yep.
Yeah, y'all better hurry up.
He said,
yeah,
y'all
hurry
better
up.
hurry up.
Hold on. All right. As they coming in, first of all, they saying fight Roach at 130. How you feel about that? Lamont Roach at 130.
Roach got a fight. He got a fight coming up. How they gonna say that? And he got a fight coming up.
Yeah.
All
We
right, let
might
me
be
bring
able
up
to fight him
somebody.
at 135.
Tando, turn your cameras on. Tando, you got to turn your cameras on to get up here. I ain't doing no cameras. Cameras on. Tando.
Hold on 1 second. Come back to me. If you
What up?
Damn,
can.
What up?
Tando, come on, man. All right, I'm gonna leave you up here though. I'm gonna leave you up here. Let me get Frugal. Frugal on the panel.
Yo, yo,
Yo, what's
salute,
up?
salute. Senior,
Thank you.
salute, man. Salute.
Thank you.
Shout out
Thank you.
Junior. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I gotta say, man, when you pulled that stunt with Shakur and you went to the hospital, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real. I was one of these guys on the internet that said, I'm tired of this kid, man. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of his father. They bullshitting, get him out.
Damn,
They
what
tired of
I do?
Shakur. I'm tired. But I gotta say, I apologize. What you did last night,
Nah, man.
amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
back on board.
I
I'm
Okay.
respect that.
rocking. I'm back on board. I'm rocking. Yo, your father, senior, salute. You one of the greatest promoters out here nowadays. I ain't go front. You a funny nigga, man. I'm fucking with you, senior. I'm fucking with you, junior. I apologize with the Shakur because you know how it is. That sounded a little crazy, man. I'm in the
Yeah.
hospital, Saudi Arabia, all this money with Shakur. I'm like, oh, he's scared of Shakur. I apologize. All of a sudden now, you Shakur, I feel is scared of you. He talking all that crap, that bullshit he put on on Twitter. That shit got fear. And like you said, he can't hit hard. Both his hands is hurt. But first he gotta take care his battle in 2 weeks. You know, he gotta take care of Cepeda in 2 weeks before you can even talk to him. But once again, congratulations, man. Um, much success. You know your stock is up. Get the money now, but stay
Yeah.
focused. You know what I mean? Stay focused. Salute to you, your father. You keep doing your thing, man. I'm out of here, man.
I
Cigar Talk.
Appreciate it, bro.
Keep doing your
Respect.
thing. I love your show, Cigar Talk. Keep doing your thing, man.
thank you, bro. Yo, listen, y'all know we got the hood up here. The hood go keep it
Why
real,
can't
kid.
we? Why can't we get people like that? My man was able to admit he was wrong and man up about it and show love, bro.
For sure. Yo, kid, we got the hood.
People,
The hood follows Cigar Talk. It's the hood over here. So, you know, niggas gonna keep it real over here. Let me get Killer
why they
Moss.
why they roast?
Hold on, let me get Killer Moss to the stage. Killer Moss.
What up? Y'all can hear me?
Yo, we hear you, bro. You with Kid Austin and Floyd Schofield Sr. Go ahead.
Yo. Tariq, Tariq, that's my boy. That's my boy, right?
What's up?
I was telling
What's up,
him,
bro?
before the fight. I said, if Floyd get through this, hey, he just did something. He don't really know. You know him. He know what's
Wait,
going
you said Tyreek?
on.
My cousin?
Yeah.
Who Tyreek, nigga?
Oh damn, that's my aunt's son.
Yeah. I was telling
That's
him
my cousin.
if Floyd get through this, he on. I tell him he on another level if he get through this. So I'm proud to see you did that.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna take a
Yeah, for sure.
screenshot. Show TJ. That's crazy.
Yeah, send him this shit. He know what's up.
Hell no, bro.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I respect that, man.
Yo, Killer Moss, thank you, bro.
100.
I'm trying to get as many people before they get to the airport. Let me get
You good?
Rich. Rich.
I got 5 minutes.
All right. Two more. Rich, what's popping?
What's up? Hey, Naj, I see. I just want to keep it real with my daughter Mason and his father. If y'all keep calling out Shakur, right? But are y'all gonna play those games that y'all was playing last year? I'm talking all the police stuff and all that shit, cause that could mess up a guy mental. And you can understand why he don't want to fight if y'all do those type of games. We're stealing pads,
Yeah.
drugs,
Yeah,
drugs
I,
inside cars and all types of shit. And I'm just being honest. I fuck with y'all. Y'all did good. Salute to y'all. But come on, man. We grown man. You
well,
play.
as a grown man, all you gotta do is look into the facts. Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The police reports is out there. Everything else is out there.
All right.
It's real fact. It's no, well, hold up. It's no speculation. It's no games. It's what really happened. So when I
Right.
came to tell y'all the truth, I don't lie like that. I don't lie. So I came and told y'all what happened. Y'all said I was crazy when I said he got poisoned. Said they
Right.
tried to kill him. But the toxicology, no, and I know I can't get into that because the legal things. So everything is fact. It's nothing speculated here.
All right. All right.
100%
All
fact. They
right.
tried to take the boy out because they didn't want him to fight Shakur. Flat
Okay.
out what it was.
Okay. And this is what I'm saying to you. Do y'all think that he would take that fight after y'all did all those games? Because that, if somebody's saying y'all, you set him up, you did this, you did something with a passport, would you take a fight from him, from that person? We talking about real stuff,
Yeah,
not real.
I can't on real shit. I can't answer what he would do, but I know when they make it mandatory, it don't matter what he do. He has to vacate that belt to move. So it don't matter what he feel or what he want to do.
Y'all got petition for Javante Davis, right? Y'all mandatory over there on that side.
And we also on line for Zapata after he beat Shakur.
Yo,
Okay.
Rich,
And we
I
and
appreciate you. Rich, they only got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go to the next caller. But I
right.
appreciate you, bro.
But
All right.
either way, we in line for all them belts. We don't hate on none of them. It was
All
the
right.
reason they tried to assassinate this young man, and y'all seen it last night. Why? He's the great. He was Shakur's spawn partner. So why would we duck Shakur? We beating him up in sparring.
I never said y'all ducking him. I'm just saying, would you think that if there's something wrong with him taking that fight, if y'all playing games like that?
We
Because
didn't we didn't play games.
you put the police, you saying the police did this, it's because of Shakur and all that stuff. No nigga ain't trying to play no police games with no one.
But you
So,
can't you can't answer that. You
what?
can't answer that because number one, you're not in this field.
Say you a fan.
You're not in this side of the
Nah,
business.
but
Yo,
Hold up.
Rich,
You
y'all,
gotta let me. You gotta let me answer.
Rich, you gotta pull back up. I only got 2 minutes with them, so
Right.
I'm
You
a,
gotta let me answer. Or you gotta understand on this side of the business history show where they assassinate people more than one way as an entertainer to get people out the way. Just
and
because y'all, it's worse than the streets on this side. It's 10 times worse than the streets. Everybody that's on this side is street people, business people. So you might think one way that it didn't happen. We don't care what he think or what he might do. He got
Yo,
to get
Rich,
it
I
from
gotta go.
himself.
Rich.
Wait,
Yo,
hold
pull
on. Let
back
me
up.
say one thing. Let me say one
I,
thing. Let me
the last one.
let me say one thing.
Right.
I understand. Let's just say all that shit did happen, but y'all have no
No,
proven facts that Shakur did that shit. So why y'all even
yo,
say the
nobody
nigga did
blaming
that?
nothing on
Why
Shakur.
y'all say the nigga did that? Come on, man.
Brother,
We real men on
you
here.
show me where we said it.
You gotta be a real man when it comes to shit like that. You don't sit there and accuse nobody of doing
Brother,
nothing. You got actual facts. I'm not saying that none of that stuff did happen. All that stuff happen, but you don't blame another
brother,
nigga for doing
who
that.
are you, his
That's all
cousin?
I'm saying.
You his cousin?
That's what I was saying. That
You
must
his
be his,
cousin?
must be his
Thank
cousin
you.
or
I had
something.
to,
You his
I had
cousin,
to
this
boot him.
nigga
I had to
weird.
boot him.
He's
I
weird.
had to
What is
boot
he
him.
getting emotional for? Or stuff he don't know.
I had to boot him. I
Your
had to
buddy a
boot him.
fan,
Listen,
bro.
one last one before y'all
Thank
go.
you.
Smooth, what's popping?
Hey, what's good? Peace and blessings to y'all. Y'all won me 3K last night. I fuck with y'all. Good shit, bro. Good shit, bro. Good shit. I just want to say peace and
Blessings.
blessings to y'all. I hope y'all get the big fights next, bro. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Much love, bro.
Thank you, Pressure. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yo, listen. Y'all know it's a
All right,
combination.
bro.
I'm the hood, bro. So, yo, kid, when you pull up, the hood really gonna be here, and they gonna tell you how they feel for better or for
Nah,
worse.
I ain't gonna lie though. Some of your people,
Yeah.
they gotta know how to be a fan. Like when you a fan, you gotta separate yourself from like you're not one of us. So you gotta stay on that side. If you don't know the business, you don't know the business. Nah, and I'm
Yo,
not
kid.
talking trash. I'm just being for real. They getting a little too emotional over some boxing stuff.
Yo,
Like I
kid.
said
I ain't
before,
gonna
we
lie,
gonna
kid.
prove it. We
Listen.
gonna show it.
Yo, listen, kid. I'm gonna tell you if you talk just a little bit more shit, you gonna go to the next level, kid. We've been
Y'all not
waiting
gonna
for
bait me.
you. I'm telling you, just a little bit, kid. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more.
I hear
Just a
what you're
little bit
saying,
more.
but for me, it's gonna come one day. Somebody gonna bring it out of me one day. But for now, like I said, I don't do no negativity. I got my son at home. I gotta be a prime example for my son because my son is watching me at the end of the day, and I don't want him to see all his dad is being ignorant or his dad being, an asshole to people. So
Because he already got his granddad.
yeah, he already got his granddad for that. So
Yo,
I'm not
listen.
trying to put that in my son.
I appreciate you brothers pulling
But
up,
we
man.
gotta get
Thank you
ready to
very
go, Cigar.
much, for sure. I appreciate you brothers pulling
Thank you,
up.
bro.
Thank you very much for you and your pops. And I'm looking forward to the next generation, man. All right, y'all. Hold up. I'm gonna take a couple more callers before we got. Come on, y'all. This show been fire tonight. Hit the fucking like button, nigga. Hit the motherfucking like button.